Welcome back to the Peepo Coin channel, everyone. This is Rich making another video on XRP today, as usual. We're going to talk about XRP today, so I hope everyone is having a fantastic day wherever they are in the world. Additionally, XRP is trading at $2.38 at the moment I'm filming this video. They will vote on that stablecoin bill in about an hour. In my upcoming video, I intend to discuss the developments surrounding the stablecoin law. However, the chart appears the same if you look at XRP and Bitcoin, which is currently trading at almost 106,000. Therefore, if Bitcoin begins to rise, the rest of the market will follow suit. And I believe that the market may be on hold at the moment to watch what happens with the stablecoin bill. From here, we go. Ahead of tonight's vote, Eleanor Tourette claims that Democrats on the Senate Banking Committee have released a critical staff study of the most recent Genius Act draft. The most recent Genius Act draft, according to staffers, is a roadmap for Trump's cryptocurrency corruption and the dominance of big tech over digital currencies, calling for more reforms to address outstanding problems. Their fears stem from the fact that Trump is free to profit from his own stable coin. Listen, it's okay if he produces a stable coin. Who gives a damn? It is comparable to the Trump meme coin. They also detested that. Listen, does it really matter if investors and Trump both earn money? Let's have Elon Musk make X dollars. That, in my opinion, would be a fantastic invention in the US. Increases Tether's loopholes, which helps criminals and terrorists. That doesn't appeal to me. No Tether loopholes should exist. And in a moment, I will discuss who put that there. No genuine safeguards for consumers. Our monetary protections. They must constantly have that in place, you know. Institutional adoption won't occur if that isn't in place. For institutions to be interested in stable coins, everything must be ideal. So, we'll see what occurs next. However, it was this person who introduced those flaws. Tether begins 2025 with $5 billion in earnings and Howard Lutnick, a crucial ally in Trump's business. This guy is a huge supporter of Tether, you know. In addition, he is a Bitcoin maxi. Furthermore, the US government is not the right location for these individuals. Tether, in my opinion, is unable to pass an audit. According to this guy, Tether has undergone a thorough examination. Plus the fact that what they say is true. And I have no faith in him at all. As Coinbase and Ripple emerge as the main buyers, circle and discuss this sell. It appears that Circle is still attempting to sell to Ripple or Coinbase. I believe Circle will be acquired by Ripple. To close this agreement, I believe they will exert every effort, and even sparked a bidding conflict. With an estimated $9 to $11 billion offer for Circle, Ripple is ahead of Coinbase. What became of the $20 billion offer that was being circulated across X? As I previously stated, I believe Ripple will make every effort to purchase Circle. The launch of CME Group marks a key in for XRP, and Very Excited Road cleared the first blot. Coinbase only wants to buy Circle, in my opinion, to keep that $1 billion flowing into Coinbase and Circle. They have no position sucks because they're paying Coinbase $1 billion out of their profit. If Ripple buys Circle, they can renegotiate that deal and get that down most likely to a maybe $10 or $20 million. Because W negotiator Brad Garlinghouse stated this. Early on, there will be some instability, but after that, I anticipate an increase in the price of XRP. You must keep in mind that this went live for the first time today. According to Smoke, XRP and the CME Group were always the idea. Who will come next? Everybody else. Additionally, this is a little hazy, so I'll show you a clearer image. Vanguard, Accenture, American Express, SBI, MUFG, Bank of America, and HSBC are all directly associated with the CME Group. Much of this, including PNC Bank, has already occurred. Vanguard may not be as concerned about a Bitcoin EFT because of this. Listen to it. Look for Bitcoin ETFs. A question was raised. Hey, we're aware that you're not providing one. Have you decided against it? If you were to change your mind, what would it take? We have no intention of changing our thoughts on this, and we dislike doing so. First of all, we don't think it belongs in a long-term portfolio like a Bitcoin ETF does, unless the asset class shifts beforehand. someone who is saving for retirement. This asset is speculative. Additionally, the funds we provide invest in asset classes with underlying cash flow. As with stocks, you are purchasing a company's projected earnings. Additionally, principal and coupon payments are made on that bond. In exchange for loan you the money, you must repay me and give me something in return, so that they can both be appreciated. We can model them since we comprehend their job and the reasons behind their ascent in a portfolio. Something like Bitcoin isn't a store of value and is simply too erratic. Not at all. It is really erratic. CR went right along with the latest stock market meltdown. It's also quite difficult to consider a long-term portfolio. Bitcoin is bad according to H and Imagine now that Vanguard. And now, in real time, the plan is coming together. And I've been attempting to convey that to you. You know, I saw Ripple grow every month back in 2022, when cryptocurrency was at its weakest. Additionally, they were developing a whole infrastructure for XRP to operate on, but they were doing so at a very concerning rate. As we move forward, things will change. So even back then, I told them, you're either holding this asset or you better buy. We needed a change of administration in the White House, and I had hoped it would happen much sooner. Everything changed suddenly once Donald Trump was elected president. Additionally, I continue to anticipate an overnight event for XRP's price. According to Bill Haggerty, there is a definite differential between the two, which he claims is worth listening to. What is it? Here in America, it is banned and regulated for stable coins, which means that they are supported by a case and are related to the United States, either by cash or by having that kind of disclosure and regulatory framework around them so we know precisely what's supporting them. These so-called digital dollars will be fantastic. Because in the past, the SEC would issue something that essentially just intimidated people and failed to inform them of what worked. They would target enforcement activities in response to things they don't like. The whole industry then asked, what are we allowed to do? What we? However, this is a method of payment. Additionally, it should not be confused with Bitcoin or anything else that involves speculation. This leads us to a foundation for digital payments. Compared to the system created in the 1970s and 1980s, the quickest rails today are far superior. Be aware that he is discussing SWIFT and how stable currency will revolutionize everything. However, he is correct. Later on, he mentioned a digital money issued by a central bank. Instead of a CBDC, he supports a stable coin. And that's also really significant. However, a CBDC is just a stable coin that the government or Fed issues. Additionally, a digital dollar will be available very soon. That was the original purpose of the stablecoin bill. The goal was to advance the digital dollar. On the XRP ledger, XSGD is now active. The XRP ledger is another reliable coin. The top supplier of digital payment infrastructure in Southeast Asia, StraitsX, today announced the addition of XSGD, its stablecoin backed by the Singapore dollar, to the XRP ledger. They continue by explaining what the XRP ledger is. However, I have been stating this for some time. More digital currencies issued by central banks will be added to the XRP ledger. Because XRP was designed to move this value, whether it's a stable coin or a digital currency issued by a central bank, we'll see more stable coins on the XRP ledger. It is moved by XRP. You know, everyone was always